Good morning. We are going to be looking at 2 Corinthians 3, 10 through 17 over the next several days. And 2 Corinthians 3, 10 and 11 really need to be read together, but I'm going to focus in on just the beginning of verse 10. Before I get there, though, the broader idea of 2 Timothy 3, 10 through 17 is a lot about the conflict that you can expect in the system you're coming up against as a Christian. You're going to face persecution, about your resourcing in the Word of God and so forth. And I wanted to share with you just a funny cartoon that is a Peanuts cartoon, and just tell you about it. There's a Peanuts cartoon with Snoopy and Linus. And Linus is trying to get Snoopy to chase a stick. And Snoopy pauses and kind of stares. He doesn't want to go. And the caption over him while he pauses and doesn't pursue the stick, the caption reads, and it's a thought bubble for Snoopy, and it reads, "I want people to have more to say about me after I'm gone than, quote, he was a nice guy. He chased sticks." I think that's hilarious and yet sort of poignant. I think there are people who will die who the best thing that can be said about them is, they really, remember years ago going to a funeral of somebody and what was said was that he really liked to garden. There's others who, he really liked his model trains, or she really liked to knit, or they really liked the beach. I want more said about me. I want something that is about my temporal journey having an eternal impact, and I hope that's what you want too. With that in mind, let me read verses 10 and 11 of 2 Timothy 3. "You, however, have followed my teaching, my conduct, my aim in life, my faith, my patience, my love, my steadfastness, my persecutions and sufferings that happened to me at Antioch, at Iconium, and at Lystra, which persecutions I endured, yet from them all the Lord rescued me." That beginning phrase, "you, however, have followed my teaching," and then he goes in to say my conduct, my aim in life, my faith, my patience, my love, my steadfastness, and so on. There's something important here to note. The word for followed is the word parakaluthesia, parakaluthesa. And that term has the idea of like literally walking in another's footsteps. It's this the idea that you would like know all about. I think the NIV says know all about. That it's used 4 times in the Greek New Testament. Paul is saying like you know all about my teaching. You followed in the footsteps of my teaching. In my conduct, in my aim in life, my faith, my patience, my love, my steadfastness. And then he gets into other things about persecutions and so forth. But for our purposes this morning, I just want you to focus on the idea that Paul recognizes that Timothy watched him. And he recognized that Timothy should become an expert in the experts. It's this same sense in Hebrews where the author of Hebrews says, we don't want you to become lazy in chapter 6, verse 12, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. Or in Hebrews 3:7, remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you, consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. I want to ask you, who are you mimicking? We all have people that we need to look to. We all have people that we need to press into. Who are you imitating right now in your life? Are you looking to people who are imitating Christ? Are you looking to people who are imitating the world? Are you looking to people who imitate the right kinds of virtue, or people who are imitating the wrong things? You, however, have followed my teaching. Walk closely in the steps of Christ and those who imitate Christ, and seek that kind of life. We all need to look to Christ, and we all need to look to people who model what it looks like to walk Jesus out, so to speak, in real life. And I want to encourage you to really zero in on who you're imitating today and think through that and make sure it's the right kind of people, and that ultimately it has a connection to imitating Christ. Have a wonderful day.